Hi, this is Shaun from Stuart, Florida, and you're watching GoTarryn TV.
Hey everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV today. It's Tarryn the Traveling Trainer out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's episode number 460, and returning back to GoTarryn TV today, we have side by side Mr. Shaun George from Stuart, Florida. Shaun, welcome back to GoTarryn TV.
Thanks for having me back, Tarryn.
Well, the
Glad to be back.
pleasure's ours. Thank you for coming back, Shaun. I want to say to you, thank you so much for your flexibility. For the folks watching, I've asked Shaun like a million times to keep switching the times, and we just couldn't get this to go, and it was completely my fault. So I am sorry about that, but I'm glad that I finally got a chance to get you on here because I got a lot of stuff to catch up with you. But the first question I have for you, how's everything been going? Because I have not talked to you since we've had the new year.
Yeah, everything's been good, but I'd like to also say I'd like to take a large part of the blame for that. In fact, all the blame. I've been more than busy on my end. Yeah, I had so much stuff going on around the house, and my water well went out and stuff. I briefly explained this to you probably before.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, my car broke down a couple times.
I
I
remember
just
that
had
too.
Yeah, everything bombed me all in one shot, so I had to postpone the interviews and everything. But other than that, everything's cleaned up and cleared up, and life's going good.
Good.
Training and everything too, so that's all good. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect, excellent. Well, that's good. You know, when it rains, it pours, and just like me, both of us, we have a crazy schedule, I'm sure, between the two of us.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear training's going well for the folks watching. Just like myself, Shaun, fitness professional, personal trainer down in Stuart, Florida. One thing I wanted to tell you, Shaun, this is probably breaking news for you. I'm not sure if you knew, but with our mutual acquaintance at the Quest Fitness Center, Tony Yanuz, he's going to be getting married, as you probably know, in a couple months. So for the first time ever, I'll be coming down that way and being able to meet him in person. I've known him for 25 years, but this will be the first time I meet him face to face, so it's going to kind of be weird.
Yeah, right.
But so I'll get to meet you as well because I
Great.
plan on, I'm going to come down and check the fitness center out. And so, I'm looking forward to it. So May
Yeah,
22nd.
likewise.
Yeah, exactly like a month away. So that'll be great to
Yeah.
finally get to meet you
Yeah,
in person as well. So that'll be
for
nice.
sure. Likewise. Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes, very, very good. Well, so that's awesome. And also, I've got a couple of clients. They actually have property down in Stuart. I think the place is called Sailfish. I don't know if I've, if that's the right community. It's like a resort, and so when I go down there, I'm probably going to be checking them out and visiting them as well. But again, I'll have to look at a map. But it's pretty close to where you're at, though, in Stuart. So
Yeah. It may be Sailfish Point. That's a pretty nice area. Sailfish Point in Stuart,
I
up by
think,
the ocean and everything.
yeah. They just built a new home there. So.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, big dollars in there.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because they have a fitness center there too. I was telling them about you.
Yeah.
I told them when they go down there, they ought to look you up. I gave them your contact information because they go down there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, once in a while they're down there. But how's everything been going at the Tequesta Fitness Center as well?
Yeah, everything's good there, Taryn. It's like I said, it's busy. It's season here, so everybody from up north is down this way, and it's just man, it's from early in the morning until the evening. I'm getting home in the evening sometimes. Gosh, I'm maybe 7, 8 o'clock tops, but I try to make it home a little earlier than that if I can. But I start early. I'm up at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. So my mornings start early. You probably do the same thing. But man, that's the roughest part for me. Is just getting up early and trying to get to bed early. Getting to bed early is tough for me, but I don't know. I'm trying to balance it out, man. It's tricky sometimes.
I feel like I'm interviewing myself here because I absolutely hate mornings. They suck. I don't care what anybody says. And so when my sacred day off is Sunday, I sleep in on Sunday. I don't care what's going on, but I will sleep in and I won't get up for anything. I mean, phone's off, no email, no computer. I'm totally checked out. I'm sure you could probably relate to that as well.
I can. The hardest part for me is, I mean, I can do 6:30 all day long. It's like, man, that's like sleeping into me. But this, I have this morning client. I've got to be up, like I said, at 4 or something. And it's just, man, trying to adapt to it. But I'm not complaining. I'm thankful for the work. So if I can get a nap during the day or something, I try to. But hey, that's the business we chose to get into. So if we can try to, work around it and it's not that we just want to train people, but we want to live the lifestyle. We want to be healthy and fit, and if sleep plays part of that, then I'm trying to balance that part out. It's like a challenge. So hey, but it's all good. I'm doing something I love, so I got to find a way to make it work.
So well said. I couldn't have said it better. Myself, because I think about those early morning 5:30 people as good problems to have, like you said, because without them we wouldn't be
Yeah,
making any money at that time. But
yeah.
also sleep's important as well. Let me ask you: were you affected with the 1 hour time spring forward change last week?
I don't think I was.
No.
I'm just so used to you know, getting up so early anyway. I just felt like I just was like a piece of iron that like nothing could phase me at that point. And the hour was like, man, you guys are wimps, like an hour, like come on, man. And plus, I think it was like a late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. That so technically, I probably slept in that Sunday morning some. But yeah, after just doing it all week long, it was like you couldn't throw anything at me at that point. Like,
And
the short answer is no. But how about
no,
yourself?
I was greatly affected. I mean, I really
Oh,
feel that hour. I could feel it. I think today, for the first time, it's exactly a week now that we're talking after the time change. And I feel like for the first time, I finally got up normally. Like, okay, it's 4:30, but it's not really 3:30. It really is 4:30. But what about on the flip side of the coin? You had mentioned sometimes it's hard to get to sleep for you. Is that a challenge sometimes?
yeah. I mean, it's just like I come home, and then I feel like I want some me time. Like I want to watch TV, and I just
Yeah, yeah.
sit up. And I'm guilty of having a cup of coffee in the evenings and stuff like that. And doing everything to keep me awake, I guess. But um, so other than that, it's just I just I guess if I get up at say 4:30, 4:45, in order to get X amount of hours of sleep, you should be in by in bed by whatever time. I
Yeah.
just don't feel like laying down any sooner than 9:30, 10. I just for some reason I feel like I'm missing out on something. I'm like like come home, be awake for 2 hours and go to bed. I just can't, like it just doesn't seem right. So I guess what I've done is I said, I just get, I think if as long as I get 5 or 6 hours or even four, sometimes it ends up, 4.5 hours, 4 hours, whatever. But I think I'm usually getting about 5.5 to 6 hours or so. And I've learned to adapt and I've learned a lot from that aspect also in terms of tying in with fitness. You start to analyze things like sleep
Yeah.
and instead of just lifting weights or cardio, I said, okay, how important is sleep and how much does it matter? I've read all these studies that say you have to have, X amount, 8 hours or whatever. And, I think to myself, who are they that say you need these X amount of hours?
Hmm.
And so I analyze my own self and my body and I say, I think there's more factors that play into it than just the hours of sleep. But, how's your stress level in life?
Hmm. Hmm.
What is everything else going on as a whole? And who says that you have to have this amount of sleep? Like, who can put you in a box and say you're supposed to have this or you're lacking? So I've really learned a lot about challenging myself in different ways. How much sleep do I really need? How little can I go on and still function properly? Um, is some of that stuff a myth? Just like
Hmm.
you're in the fitness world, overtraining in the fitness world, and this and that, and so forth. I kind of like delving into other areas like that, and not on purpose. I just, like I said, it just, like, hey, I got an early client, I got to get up. So it causes me to think about it and to analyze it and say, well, how does this play into, building muscle and burning body fat? And I try to tie it all together because, you work out for half hour in the gym, and then you're 23 hours of other things, working and sleeping and so how important is that? And I try to tie it all together. And then if I ever talk to a client, it now becomes part of a conversation of a training session. Because you'll find when you talk to people about those things, they go through the same thing. It just doesn't come up maybe until you start talking about it.
Hmm.
And they might say, "Hey, man, I sleep 3 hours a night and I'm fine." Or they might say, "I need my 10 hours," and I'm like, so it all ties together.
Well, I wonder if we could all become successful like Donald Trump and only sleep 3 hours and become successful billionaires. Maybe one day he's got the trick. I don't know. He's doing something right we don't know about. I guess.
Does he only sleep 3 hours? Is that what you've heard, or?
Saw some interview that they were asking him how much sleep he gets, and he said kind of like he shrugged it off like about 3 hours. He's like, "That's all I need because I'm successful," you know. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I was
I
thinking,
believe it. I believe it. I bet
I,
you this time of year with all the debates and all that, I bet you that's about right.
well, you're right because what I notice, and I never talk politics. First of all, let me preface this to anybody watching: I'm not taking any sides. I'm like Sweden; I'll be neutral for this video blog. But I'll say this every time. Yeah, you're right. When you see, I train some people at their homes, and we'll watch like the debates, for example, and they're on late. They go 9, 10 Eastern, whatever. And then the very next morning, I'll have an early morning client like you, and I'll be at their house. They'll have the news on, and it'll be like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time live, and that presidential candidate that was just there will be right there, all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, saying, "Yeah, here," and so it's interesting, to see that. I would like to see what a general consensus of real successful people, what their sleep patterns and how much they average, because everything I've learned is that sleep. We've learned this in our school, our studies, our curriculum, our practical studies, that sleep is very important. I know that for myself too. Like if I don't get enough sleep, I get real cranky, and my workouts are just affected really really poorly. But yeah, I mean, so I think I'm just like you. I think sleep is very very important.
Yeah, and I'm not doubting that it's not important. Obviously, maybe in the subconscious mind, there's some great benefit to that. We can
Yeah.
actually shut off our conscious mind and get to the subconscious mind and things like that. So there's obviously some type of benefit there, I would think, but also um, does it need to be so regimented is what I question sometimes. Does it need to be 8 hours a night every night? And if you feel like you didn't get your 8 hours, is your day off? Is your day
Mm-hmm.
really off because you didn't get enough sleep, or is it mentally because you thought, oh, I didn't get my 8 hours, and now it's it's chaos, you
Yeah.
know. I often have to think that maybe you can get 3 hours one night and be fine, and then get six the next and be fine, and you can kind of hodgepodge it, a little bit, and not by choice all the time. But life takes over sometimes, and you get
Yes.
unexpected turns. I'm telling you, when my water went out and all this stuff
Oh.
recently that I went through, oh, it was unbelievable the stuff we went through with that. I mean, we probably went for 3 weeks to a month with either no water or borrowing water from a neighbor with a hose.
Oh.
It
Oh
was
my
like
God.
literally, oh yeah, it was that bad type of thing. It
Oh,
was
I'm sorry. Oh.
yeah, because we don't have city water. We're on a well. I had literally tried to get a well company out here. 3 weeks was the soonest one that could come out and drill a new well. We
Oh
had
man.
the grossest water you could think coming up through our house. So,
Oh.
like I said, luckily I had good neighbors and I was able to kind of, get some water. But you don't realize, life comes at you in different angles.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the hunky dory fitness routine now has to, adapt, and it makes me go back to these paleo diets and all these things that are out there. They say the hunters and the gatherers that work out. How did they do it in the old days? Um, and you get back to a real primal state sometimes with all
Mm.
this, and you say, okay, well, if I had to stay up all night and hunt for the family, and make a meal or work all night for the family or whatever, you know, how much, am I going to survive that, and how's my physique, so forth with the muscle and burning fat and all that. How does that all play a part? So, being as we're in the fitness field, it gives me an opportunity to analyze that from a different angle and say, sometimes I think we're a little pampered.
Mm.
You got to have your protein every so and so, and you got to have the sleep, and you know what I mean. It's
Yep.
just maybe some people take it a little more serious than others, but I think these seeds get planted. You read these bodybuilding books from a kid growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and they tell you got to have the protein right on time and all that, and which I'm still big on doing that, but there's just certain things you hear over the years, the
Mm-hmm.
overtraining philosophies and work this muscle and this and that and blah 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 blah, and then at some point you start to question. You say, how true is that?
Mm-hmm.
And can I work, upper body, a couple days in a row or whatever? And am I bold enough to experiment with it and see how my body responds? Am I willing to give it the time?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like to think outside the box, not to be foolish, but I like to see what actually worked for me as an individual, maybe pass that on to clients, that way of thinking, if I can. Like Ben Carson says. I think yeah, I think he has a book. He says you have a brain, use it, or something like that, right? And they asked him, they said,
Absolutely.
yeah, they said, now that you're out of the race, who would you pick? Who would you want your followers to follow? And he goes, I wouldn't tell them who to follow. He goes, use your own brain, basically. You make that choice. And I like that. Like you said, whether people like him or don't like him, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Um, we need to think for ourselves, and even fitness wise, we need to kind of, find out what works for us, I think.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, Sean. And like I said, we mentioned this earlier. We do have a nutty schedule because we're at the mercy of whatever our clients want us to train them that day. We don't have a 9 to 5 schedule. We can't just go there and know that we're going to go to work at a given time and that's it. We come home and it's regimented. You and I, our schedule's sporadic all over, and that's what makes it hard for us to connect doing these Skype. We're lucky that we're able to do this right now because it
For
just
sure.
yeah, it matched up perfectly. But yeah, like you said, life happens. Sleep, like we talked about, nutrition's important, and I can totally relate to that because I'm always telling my clients as well. You don't have to be a stickler, and you have to. I think some things like Weight Watchers are great. But,
Hmm.
I just tell people just think about it like a mathematical equation. What you're going to consume minus what you're going to expend, that's going to be your net gross or deficit. So, if you lose weight, then just, like you said 5 minutes ago, be smart about it. Use your brain. I like that. That's a great analogy. Um,
Yeah.
but so balancing it out with the family, let me ask you this because spring break is here. First day of spring, actually, I believe here. What do you guys have as a family plan? Are you going anywhere? Are you staying in town? Any plans coming up for the spring or the summer anytime soon?
Yeah, not much. Maybe for Easter, we just spend some time with my wife's family.
Okay.
We usually go to the beach and do a cookout. I'll try to make it to church that morning, and then something with my family here. And I know we've got like my wife's cousin's having a bachelorette party. They're actually doing both together,
Oh, how cool.
which I
Okay.
think is unique. I don't even know if I've ever been to a bachelorette
I
party.
haven't. I've never heard of that. That's
Definitely not a bachelorette one, I guess, but I don't know if I've ever even been to a bachelor party. But it's supposed to be all like it done in a good way and everything. They're together, they're doing it together and stuff like that. So I said I'll go as long as we don't, nothing too crazy happens or anything like that. So I don't drink or anything like that. So I just pretty much just say, hey, we'll go out and have some fun, keep it safe.
Yeah, good for you. You could volunteer to, after everyone gets drunk, take them out for a boot camp exercise, like personal training group class or something like that.
That would be great. That would be great. And if you're around during that time, I think it might be around the time you're down. You could actually,
That would
you know,
be pretty. Yeah, say that you
two drill
float.
instructors, we could have fun with it for
We
sure.
c- and we'll tell them we won't even charge them. It'll be totally on us. How about
For sure, for
that?
sure. Yeah, we'll record it for sure.
Well, Sean, I'm so happy we finally got to connect here. So great to get back in touch with you. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Like I said, face to face, be able to shake your hand in person. And
Likewise, yeah.
yeah, it's going to be wonderful. I can't wait. We'll probably talk, I'm sure, on one of these again before we meet because we still got a couple months out. Maybe let's do another one of these next month in April. Before I let you go, though, let me ask you this. Can we please get some contact information? So if anybody in the Stuart, Tequesta, Jupiter, Florida area is watching right now, they're looking for a personal trainer, you got the best person right there, Sean. How do they reach you and connect with you directly?
Okay, email peaceful warrior the number 8 at bellsouth.net, and my cell phone direct contact area code 772-341-0834. And Tequesta Fitness, the gym that I work at, tequestafitness.com. And I have my training bio on there, and of course their contact information's on there. You can contact me through the gym, and that's the best way. And when you're down, when you come down and everything, when you see our gym and everything, it's up to you. Feel free to bring any memorabilia or anything or contact information. I know we have snowbirds in there that go back up north.
Oh
I don't know how
yeah.
many. I don't know how many are from your area, but I know Tony will wear his GoTarryn shirt there once in a while, and you might get a few followers. If you could, who knows? Just who knows? Just bring.
I'm all about
Business
that.
cards or something, and maybe get people watching your channel or something like that. So
Hey, I am big about that. I mean, the next greatest thing to getting a new client is if I get that like on Facebook or subscription on YouTube, follow on Twitter, any of those I'm happy with. So that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah, yeah. I'll help you
Yeah.
push it, and maybe we can get you on their because they have a Facebook and everything. Maybe we'll get you on the gym's Facebook or whatever it takes, So
I got another idea on top of that, Shaun. To piggyback on that, I could bring my video camera equipment with me, and we could actually do a blog and a tour of the gym, and ask some of the other staff that works at the gym too, and just talk to them as well.
man, great, great idea.
Let's
And I train the owner of the gym. I train the owner, so I've already got the end man. So I think we might be able to work this out.
Yeah, why don't you please go ahead and put a bug in there, see what they think about that. And seriously, I'll bring my stuff because I'm also doing a video blog at Tony's wedding too. So I'll have my
Great.
stuff with me anyway. So all I got to do is just bring it to the gym, and that would be great. Let's talk about that. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Keep me
Yeah,
keep me posted.
I will.
Just keep talking, and
Yep.
definitely, I've got a good end for that, and I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay, we'll do that. For sure. That'll be great. Yeah, so I'll keep you posted on the exact itinerary, but let's definitely talk again before I come down there. Let's do another video blog. Let's get you back for another interview in April and see how we're doing, and then from then we'll get to meet each other.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds good, Taryn.
All right, Shaun. Well, thank you so much again for your time. I appreciate it. Folks watching, grab a pen and paper because his contact information is going to be coming up to the screen as soon as we fade to black. Shaun, enjoy the rest of your day and have a good rest of your week, too.
Hey, you too. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, folks, here comes his contact information. All right, everybody, there you have it. The contact information for fellow fitness professional down from Stuart, Florida, Shaun George. Shaun, thank you so much for coming back on GoTarryn TV. Great to have you on here. Everyone else watching, you saw the contact info. If you live in that area, Stuart, Tequesta, Jupiter, Florida, I'm telling you, you got to get with the best, and that is the best, Mr. Shaun George. He will hook you up and get you the right personal training that you need and help you out. So, again, like I said, I can't wait to meet the guy, tour the facility at Tequesta Fitness Center. And after we were done recording, Shaun and I were brainstorming and thinking about actually doing a video blog from the fitness center and talking to some of the staff, including the gym owner who he trains. So how cool would that be? So be on the lookout for that. That's coming up pretty soon in the near future, folks. And again, we'll have Shaun back on next month in April so we can check in and see how he's doing. But in the meantime, hope everyone else is having a wonderful, beautiful spring so far. Wherever you're at, get your workouts on, keep eating right, get your sleep in, like you heard Shaun talking about, and use your brain too. Again, just be smart and just think ahead whenever you're doing anything that you're doing. And plus, make sure before I let you go that you check out www.gotarryn.tv, and also please make sure to like GoTarryn on Facebook, subscribe to GoTarryn on YouTube, and follow GoTarryn on Twitter. That'll keep you connected to the crazy green guy in Atlanta, Georgia, yours truly, Tarryn the Traveling Trainer of GoTarryn Personal Training, who tells each and every one of you that it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. Thanks so much for watching today's video blog. We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye-bye.